Hi everybody, we thought tonight we'd chat to you about the different types of caps that are available for toppers and what we recommend and why we don't recommend certain kinds of caps and about the different sizes, because a lot of you have questions regarding what size should I wear, what do I need. So we thought we'd start with the different types of caps and go through them for you. So this is a mono cap and a lot of people, this would be the first kind of topper cap that they would come across. A mono cap is not a cap that we really recommend. I don't know if you can sort of hear it whenever Nadine rubs her finger there. It's quite scratchy, and it's nearly, to us it's out of all the caps it kind of sweats the head a wee bit more. So we really try to stay away from mono caps where we can. We always have them in stock for you to see, just so you know yourself, because certain people come and they want a mono cap, it's what they're used to. But we just feel that the other options we have are so much better than the mono. Okay, so we're going to take a wee look at them now. So the first cap is a silk cap, and so many of you love silk caps. However, it actually isn't either mine or Nadine's favourite cap, and we'll tell you why in a wee minute. But a silk cap does give you a really realistic, lovely hairline. You can see there looking down the lovely crisp hairline. And many people like it because it sits so natural on them. Personally speaking, I prefer lace just because my hair is a wee bit sort of thinner at the front there along the part line, and I find that with the lace there is just the tiniest lip. Now it is very tiny, it is minimal, but it just means it's not sitting really flat the way a lace topper would sit. And Nadine and me are both wearing lace toppers this evening, so if Nadine blends in you'll see just how flat the hairline is on the lace topper. Silk is a fantastic option and it's very durable. People will find, because you have this sort of double layered silk, that actually it makes the topper last a wee bit longer, and a lace topper tends to last slightly less than what a silk topper would last, just because the silk is more delicate. But there are options there that you can include in your topper which can help sort of remedy that problem. So let's look at the lace toppers then. So this here is one of the most popular sizes and styles that we have. So this is a 6 by 5.5 lace topper, and it has this lovely sort of 4 by 3 inch area of the lace, and this means that you can have a multi-directional part. So that means that once you wet the topper down, you can change the part line to be either middle parting or side parting. Anywhere along this lace area you can change your part line. Now if you are somebody who always has a middle parting and you never want to change it, well, you can save a little bit of money by having a smaller lace area on your topper. So here, for example, is a lovely wee 14-inch piece that we have in, but here on this piece you'll see that the lace area is substantially smaller, and because of that, that means that the part line cannot be changed. It would only be set in that middle part. But as I said earlier, if you're never going to change your part line, then that's something that you don't really need to factor in. Now there is another alternative in a lace topper. Sorry if I'm reaching over here. You can go for, I'm knocking the camera there. You can go for a bigger cap size, and you can also go for a layer of silk over your lace topper. So this is actually my preferred cap size. So this is an 8 by 8 cap, and it has this lovely large lace area. But if you look closely at this here, you'll see that there is actually an extra layer over the lace, and that is actually a layer of silk, which just helps add a layer of protection to the topper, and give it maybe a wee bit more longevity. And it's not really expensive to add. The like of that wee extra bit of silk being added only is really an extra £5 on top of your price of your topper if you want that. Not necessary, but some people just like it for a wee bit of added security. So what size of cap should you wear? So the like of Nadine here, who has just a thinning in the parting, you know, the 6 by 5 cap is ideal for her, or even our smaller cap sizes such as our 3 by 5 caps are also a perfect option for her as well. what we'd always recommend is whenever you're picking your cap size, you want to make sure that the clips are not being attached to an area that is already delicate. So if you are fine in this area here, you would want to make sure your clips are coming down onto more established hair than pulling on the fine hair, okay? Because you just don't want there to be any kind of pressure on that area at all. So for the like of myself, where I have more thinning around my crown, an 8x8 cap is ideal for me because it just comes down a wee bit further. There's my clips are there, and it just means that it's not pulling on the area where I am already very thin. Another alternative, however, is also to wear a band that can be clipped on, you know, your topper can clip onto. So really, a lot of it is down to personal preference and whether you want more coverage as well in your scalp. So if you have maybe thinner at the back, you might find if your hair is very, very thin, if you put on a small 3x5 topper or even a 6x5 topper, you might see the ridge where the clips are. So people prefer the bigger cap because it comes down and it gives more coverage over your bio hair and gives it a wee bit more protection. We're happy to answer any questions if you have any regarding which topper size should you wear, which topper type should you wear. Please feel free to send us a message. A lot of you already send us in photographs showing, you know, your scalp area and for recommendations. We will happily look at any photos or any videos you send in, and we do not share them with anybody. That's completely confidential. So feel free to message us at any time. We're always here to help.
Thanks, everyone.